If you're someone who can understand English, but you struggle to speak with confidence in those high-pressure situations, it's not because your English is bad, it's because you haven't trained to use it under pressure. That's why I built this system, and today I want to show you why this happens and how the Fluency Code helps take people from overthinking, hesitating, translating in their heads to speaking English with confidence, clarity, and fluency. I'll show you the presentation now. Let's go. This is the Fluency Code. Speak English with confidence, fluency, clarity, authority, trust. Because I know how important English is in today's world. It's the global language. It's the language of business, of governments. It's the language people use around the world, even if they are non-native speakers. The people I work with, they're not doing this because it's fun and they enjoy learning languages. They're busy people. They have businesses, they have successful careers, they have families. They don't have time to spend 10 hours a day studying English. And that's why I developed the Fluency Code. This program is built to get you to speaking fluent, confident English quickly without overwhelming you. And I want to be clear, if you understand me now, you have everything you need to speak English with that confidence. It's not a knowledge issue. If you understand me, your English is good. You've spent a long time, years, maybe decades, learning this language. You have enough in here to use it in those high-pressure situations. You have vocabulary, you know the grammar, you know how to communicate. The problem is accessing your English under pressure. This is the key. You might find when you speak to your friend or someone you know quite well, you're more relaxed, you're not worried about judgment, you're just speaking with fluency. But in those high-pressure moments, meetings, interviews, presentations, client calls, anything like that, you start to overthink. You doubt yourself. You question your ability. You freeze. It's those moments that we train for. The moment it breaks. So this is the loop. We see people will think in their native language. Maybe in a meeting, they're asked a question. Now they're thinking in their native language. Then they translate it to English. That takes time, and it makes your brain work harder than it needs to. Then they're looking for grammar rules. They're questioning, is this the right way to say it? Am I saying the right tense? This is overwhelming. Then they're looking for vocabulary, looking for the right word, the perfect way to say it. Then they speak. After doing all of that, they speak, and the moment has passed. Slow responses and hesitation here. This is what happens as a result. Translation, overthinking, overanalyzing, doubting themselves, and then they lose control. They lose trust. They lose credibility. They lose authority in those moments where it matters the most. I'd just like to introduce myself for anyone who doesn't already know who I am. So I'm David Diath, founder of the English Speaking Gym and, of course, the Fluency Code. After years of coaching people from around the world, doctors, engineers, lawyers, CEOs, high-level executives, all of these guys, I discovered one major problem. Most people, they don't struggle because they lack English. Like, they can have conversations, I understand them clearly. Yes, they might not speak perfectly, but that's not the goal here. The goal is to speak with clarity, with conviction, with eloquence, with trust. That's their goal. They don't lack English knowledge. They struggle because they cannot access that knowledge when it matters most. High pressure situations, meetings, interviews, and so on. That's why I created this program, the Fluency Code. It's a speaking performance system built around real conversations, feedback, and pressure practice. I'll explain more about this later. And my mission, simple. Help high performers stop freezing, overthinking, and translating in their heads so they can communicate with confidence, so they can achieve their goals for their business, for their career, for their life. It's very rewarding to help them overcome this fear of mistakes, overcome this idea or belief that they are not good enough, or in some way they don't have the ability to speak English with fluency, with confidence. And just seeing them grow and overcome this is incredible. And so that's a little bit about me. Now I would like to show you the fluency gap. This is what I call that drop in performance in those high pressure situations. Knowing English is not the same as speaking English. You know English, you can hear me now, you can understand me, but when you speak, it doesn't match what you have in your head. And that I call the fluency gap. And this is really what we train for. Knowledge needs to become real-time speaking ability. Being able to use what you have without overthinking, without translating, so then you can speak with flow, with that confidence that you're not going to freeze or forget the next word. So why do traditional methods fail? I've seen so many people who have spent years, lots of energy, lots of money on improving this skill. They've tried apps, they've joined courses, they've joined language exchange programs, they've done so many things, and yet they still struggle. And it's very unfortunate, but they've been taught the wrong approach. Traditional methods focus on more vocabulary, more grammar theory, passive exercises like listening exercises, and so on. I'm not saying that these aren't good. There's definitely a time and place for these, but they shouldn't be the whole focus. This is input. This is consuming the language. It's about reading, listening, putting it in the brain. And that's good for listening skills. That's good for comprehension. But it doesn't build speaking performance under pressure. It doesn't give you that confidence when you're speaking to real people in real time. The requirements for high pressure situations, for success in business, career, and just general conversations, success in those moments require speaking performance, clarity, control, and confidence. That's what people remember. They don't remember perfect grammar. They don't remember advanced vocabulary. They remember how you made them feel. And if you are confident, if you are in control, that will resonate with your listener much more than if your grammar is perfect. And the Fluency Code is built for that, for output, training you to use the language under pressure, building that confidence, building that clarity, so you don't have to second guess yourself or doubt yourself anymore. It's a 12-week coaching program for high performers. And by high performers, I just mean people who are serious about achieving their goals. I don't want to work with someone who's going to be 1 minute committed and the next minute not committed. That makes my life more difficult, and I don't want that. So if you are serious, and what I've just shown you resonates with you, then this is for you. So this is the 4-stage method. Just to give you an overview, we start with confidence foundations. This is where we remove fear, build control. After 3 weeks, we go into fluency in action. This is real-time response, thinking faster, reducing the fluency gap. Then we do pressure practice. This is simulating high-pressure situations, role plays, this kind of thing. Not only are they so effective in building confidence and fluency, but they're also very enjoyable. This is one of my big philosophies, is that if it's boring or unenjoyable in any way, you're not going to be likely to stay consistent. But if you actually enjoy the process, then you are going to be more consistent and much more likely to achieve your goals. Simple, effective. And you get a personal plan and personalized feedback all throughout the program to fix your specific issues. Some people struggle more with confidence, others it's more of a clarity thing. So we build you a personal plan to take you from day one all the way through to the end of the program. And at the end of the program, we do give you the option to continue if you would like to keep working and having one-on-ones and things like that. There's no obligation, but some people do that because they still want to keep going. But everyone who completes the program sees dramatic improvements in their confidence, their fluency, and their clarity. This is not an English course. This is speaking performance training. I don't want you to think of this like some English tuition program. It's not that. This is fluency coaching. This is training you to speak English in those situations you need it most. This is unique, and that's why our results have been phenomenal. This is the core of the program. Inside the Fluency Code, you get 1 weekly coaching session, one-on-one. This is where we go deeper to train you to speak with confidence and clarity and fluency. You get daily tasks. Every day is a new task, takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Each task is different. You will post a recording. You do this every day. You're training yourself to speak English. Not just speak it, but speak it well. You get small group coaching sessions as well. Every week you have one of these. This is where we do a bit more pressure training. This can be role plays, simulations, and so on. You also have bonus debates. Very powerful, very enjoyable. You get these every week as well. You have access to a private community of high achievers, support, accountability, motivation, and so on. And you also get speaking gym access, which is another community. You get that for free. This is all part of the program. There are a few other things, but this is the main stuff that you get. Who this is for? The Fluency Code is for leaders and professionals who use English as a tool, not just a subject. So entrepreneurs, senior executives, people like that, you're not just learning for fun. It's not just an academic subject. It's something you need to help you in your business or in your role. Managers in global teams, if you lead meetings, if you talk with international clients, this is great for you guys. And also professionals who know English but hesitate, overthink, struggle in high-pressure situations. If you do presentations, meetings, client calls, anything like that, and you struggle with your English, the Fluency Code is for you. This is not for complete beginners. If you are A1, A2 level, You're unlikely listening to me now, but we don't take beginners. For you guys, I would recommend finding a teacher, not a fluency coach. Find a teacher who speaks your native language, who can explain the basics. And once you reach a B1 level, you can then be eligible for this program. This is not for people seeking grammar theory and textbook English. We're not doing textbook drills. That's a waste of time as far as I'm concerned. It might help you get a score on an exam, but it doesn't help you speak with real people in real moments. If you're just someone casually listening to English, it's probably not for you. This is about speaking. This is about output, producing the language consistently. That's how you win. Commitment to performance is mandatory. Not just casual, oh, one day I feel like it, the next day I don't. No, you need to be serious about overcoming this issue and solving this problem. I'd love to show you some transformations we've had just from previous members, and we've had everyone who completes the program see big wins in their fluency, confidence, and clarity, and I'm proud of every single one of them. Here we have Jihad. He's a surgeon. He is from Turkey, very respected in the medical world, senior surgeon, moved to Australia, and he struggled with the accent. He's working at a hospital there. When he came to me, he was just about to start, so he was concerned. He wasn't confident in his English, and you can see here, in just 12 weeks, his fluency went from a 5 out of 10 to an 8, confidence a 4 to a 9, which is amazing, because that was the lowest. That's the one we worked on the most, and it became the highest. Fantastic. And also his clarity went from 5 to 8. You can also watch his presentation. At the end of the program, everyone delivers a presentation in English. We call this the showcase. And you can listen to it. He talks about his own experience in this program. He's done amazing. Anjali, education professional. She, from India originally, lives in Canada, struggled with confidence, and as you can see, her fluency went from 5 to 10. She got a 10 out of 10. She was incredible, very consistent. She put the time in, she joined the calls, did her tasks, and just look at her results. Confidence, 4 to 8, and clarity, 5 to 8 as well. Anjali also received her Canadian citizenship, or she passed her test for that during the program, which was a huge win for her as well. Axel, he's from Burkina Faso, but moved to Canada. He works at a gold mine there as a safety inspector, which I always thought was a really cool place to work, a gold mine. And he, you can see, 2 for confidence, 2 for clarity, very low confidence in himself. Fluency was a 3. He was leading meetings, struggling a lot, and after 12 weeks, look, 888, great results there. This is the power of the Fluency Code. We've got Barbara here. She's a lawyer in Hungary, a legal counsel, and a founding partner of an investment firm. Very successful in her career. In English, struggled, lacked the confidence, and you can see fluency and confidence were both a 3, clarity was a 5, took that to 7, 8, and 9 respectively. Barbara's been amazing, constantly getting involved, and you can see her growth, her transformation has been incredible. And Michael here, he went from struggling, really lacked confidence, and you can see here confidence went from 3 to a 9.5. And he said he wanted to put it as a 10, but 10 implies perfection, and he didn't want to do that. So you can see the transformation in the numbers: 5 in fluency to 8, and 3 to a 7 in clarity. Huge wins in just 12 weeks. And Michael is also education professional from Brazil and currently lives in the USA. Now, these are just a few. Again, anyone completing the program sees similar results. It's a really powerful system. I'm so proud of this. It's so good to see these guys achieving their goals. And again, if what I said before resonates with you, I know this can work for you as well. On average, the fluency, confidence and clarity, you can just see, goes from a 4.3 across the board to 7.4, 7.9, 7.5. And this also includes people who didn't complete all of the program. Maybe they were for several weeks, they had work commitments, things came up. They still got great results. They still improved a lot. But the ones who got the biggest results, like the guys I just showed you, they were consistent. They were the ones who did their tasks, applied the feedback, joined the calls, and so on. So, of course, we want you to do everything, but we know life can get busy. Business, family, it can get in the way of making consistent progress. But even in those situations, members still saw great results. So that, again, just shows the power of this system. And so, without further ado, if you are someone who needs English for your business, for your career, for your goals, you struggle to speak it in high-pressure situations, meetings, interviews, presentations, you want people to trust you, you want to have authority when you speak English, book your fluency audit. Book it with me. In this call, we will identify what's holding you back, assess your fluency challenges. We'll see what is causing the problem, so then we can have a clear picture of how to overcome it, and we can create your personal improvement plan together. Book a fluency audit. You can go to fluencycode.com. There is a booking form. Just fill that out, answer the questions, and if you qualify, you can book this for free. It's been a pleasure talking to you today. Hope to see you very soon.